Modern life can sometimes feel like a massive whirlwind sweeping us along through pressures, expectations, and challenges one after another. At times, everything seems to crumble. Unstable work, fractured relationships, the weight of family and societal expectations pressing down on your shoulders. Everyone reaches moments of exhaustion, collapse, and doubt, wondering if they're strong enough to keep going. But my friend, it is precisely in these moments that feel like weakness that the seeds of mental strength begin to sprout. Mental strength is not a natural gift given to everyone. It belongs only to those who know how to train it, who dare to face their pain, and who continuously strive to surpass themselves day by day. It is the privilege of those patient enough to try again after every fall, wise enough not to lose themselves under pressure, and courageous enough to choose action instead of complaining. Stay with this journey until the very end, and you will discover practical solutions to overcome challenges, develop sustainably, and achieve inner peace. You will become one of the few who can truly control their inner world, master emotions, and confidently navigate life's turbulence. 1. Mastering emotions, the foundation of mental strength. You see, emotions are what make life vibrant, but if you let them freely lead, you can easily get swept into a chaotic storm you cannot control. A normal day can become turbulent due to something seemingly insignificant. We've all felt anger triggered by a single comment, overwhelming sadness after a failure, or persistent anxiety about things that haven't even happened. This isn't weakness. It's your brain, especially the amygdala, reacting strongly to false alarms, like a security system flashing red at every passerby. This instinct once helped our ancestors survive, but in modern life, it often pulls us away from peace. Look closer. What really hurts you isn't the external event. It's how you interpret it, the story you tell yourself about it. My close friend Nick was very successful at work, but often sad and sensitive to small office remarks. He was consumed by the thought, "I'm not good enough," which led to frustration and irritability with his loved ones. Everything changed when Nick discovered Stoic philosophy and learned emotional control. Nick started simply, pause, take a deep breath and ask, "Is this really as serious as I think? What can I actually control here?" Gradually, instead of explosive reactions, he learned to choose calm, deliberate responses. Every moment of anger or disappointment became an opportunity to reflect, recognize his emotions, and adjust his perspective. This proactive approach allowed Nick to feel freer in every situation. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy. Mental strength does not come from suppressing emotions or pretending to be cold. It comes from observing yourself, realizing you can't control everything, but you can always control your response. That is true courage. Knowing what to do with your anger, rising from sadness, and turning emotions into motivation rather than obstacles. If you often spiral into negativity, try this today. Before reacting, pause, breathe, and ask yourself, is this worth losing my peace of mind? Just a few seconds can pull you out of instinct and back to reason, to the calm you deserve. Don't dismiss your emotions. Listen, observe, and master them. Every emotion is a valuable signal, not to control you, but for you to control yourself. Mastering emotions is a practice, not a miracle. Every day, every moment you choose calm and self-control, you train your mental strength. Repeat this habit, and you'll move closer to inner freedom, becoming the master of your own life. Don't let emotions control you. Start today. Begin with the smallest action and watch the change grow day by day. You deserve that strength and peace, and it all begins within you. 2. Building mental endurance. Have you noticed that no one is truly immune to life's storms? We all stumble, grow weary, and sometimes want to give up. But mental endurance, the unseen strength that determines whether you rise again or stay down, is what separates the resilient from those who surrender to circumstances. Mental endurance is not about always winning or never failing. It is the ability to stand up on your own, even when your heart is scarred and your efforts unseen. Life has never been easy, especially for adult men with family responsibilities, work demands, and societal expectations. Some days, simply getting up and trying again is a small victory, and it is from these repeated acts of rising that you discover how strong you truly are. I've always kept one principle in mind, echoed by Stoic philosophers for over 2,000 years. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is the core of mental endurance. No one chooses the circumstances, but everyone can choose their attitude toward challenges. Life will inevitably present setbacks, failures, and unexpected difficulties, yet those who train their minds to respond with composure, resilience, and thoughtful action turn adversity into growth. By focusing on our reactions rather than external events, we build the kind of mental endurance that allows us to overcome anything, stay grounded under pressure, and keep moving forward despite obstacles. Think back to the last time you felt powerless, maybe rejected at work, in conflict with a loved one, or facing a failure that hurt deeply. Often we criticize ourselves or pretend everything is fine, but the harder we try to appear strong, the more fragile we feel inside. The truth is, endurance isn't ignoring the pain, it's acknowledging your limits, seeking help when needed, and accepting that you can't control everything in life. If you feel overwhelmed, don't hesitate to admit your limits. Don't force yourself to be strong all the time, and don't isolate yourself when tired. Allow yourself to err and dare to say, "I need help." Mental endurance doesn't come from solitude, but from knowing how to share, connect, and receive and give support. The solution is not to deny challenges, but to build each brick of endurance through experience. Focus on what you can control, maintain even the smallest good habits, and stay true to your values despite negative opinions around you. Each day remind yourself, "I don't need to be perfect, I just need to persevere." Storms are unavoidable, but in the storm, courage is forged, endurance is strengthened, and the spirit becomes unbreakable. You may not control every event, but you can always choose to stand up again, one more time each day. That is the greatest strength you can give yourself. Start today, right now. 3. Turning negativity into strength. Sometimes a single word, a failure, or an unpleasant memory can cast darkness over your mind. This doesn't make you weak, it's human nature. The brain prioritizes remembering bad things to protect you from danger. But in modern life, when real threats are fewer, these negative obsessions and patterns become the biggest barrier keeping you from moving forward. We've all been haunted by thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," "I'll definitely fail again," or "I always lose." But here's the amazing truth. Your brain can learn, adapt, and change. This is neuroplasticity. You can create a new mindset, using pain and setbacks as a springboard for growth. Take inspiration from Viktor Frankl, psychologist and philosopher, author of Man's Search for Meaning. Imprisoned in a Nazi concentration camp, Frankl refused to sink into despair or hatred. He looked for small moments of meaning and hope, writing, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Pain doesn't always disappear, but every wound can become the material for new strength if you dare to transform it. You may ask, how can I change when I'm still stuck? Start by noticing. Don't try to chase away or hide from negative emotions. Observe them, name them, and see them as signals. When negative thoughts appear, say, "This is my negative mind speaking." This helps create distance, reclaim control, and avoid being swept into self-blame and despair. Gradually, you'll notice patterns: catastrophizing, overcriticism, focusing only on the bad while ignoring good things that happened. After recognition, reframe your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is everything always bad for me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Don't see failure as the end. It's the foundation for your next success. Any pain can become strength if you face it courageously and find even a small meaning in it. Remember, every day you choose to see things positively, you are training a stronger, more resilient foundation for your mind. This process isn't easy. There will be doubt, fatigue, and frustration, but each time you return, observe, and transform, you move closer to true courage, the courage to rise above any challenge and turn pain into motivation. You don't need to eliminate all negative emotions. Just transform them into lessons, energy, and fuel to move forward. Remember, life isn't measured by how many times you fall, but by how many times you rise. Growth doesn't come from calm days, but from the fiercest storms. Step boldly alongside pain, make it your companion, and use it to build a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. You absolutely can do it, and it all begins with one choice: to change your perspective, starting now. 4. Mastering self-discipline. Success is the reward for those who have mastered self-discipline, those who dare to act consistently, regardless of whether they feel motivated on that day. You know this well, right? We've all made grand plans: hitting the gym each morning, reading every evening, eating healthily, focusing on work. But then inspiration fades, laziness returns, and we procrastinate, breaking promises to ourselves. That familiar disappointment is so common that many start believing they lack willpower, thinking discipline is a luxury they cannot afford. The truth is, self-discipline is not a natural gift. It's a skill anyone can develop. Imagine if each day you simply won small battles against yourself, waking up 10 minutes earlier, completing a page of reading, saying no to a familiar temptation. Gradually, you are rewiring your brain. According to the famous 1998 study by Roy Baumeister and colleagues at Florida State University, willpower is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes, but if left idle for too long, it weakens. In the experiment, people who resisted eating cookies in front of them later gave up more easily on challenging tasks, showing that willpower can deplete when constantly tested, but can also grow through consistent practice. The key is not to leave yourself to inspiration, because it comes and goes. Design a system of habits, Lay out your workout clothes by the bed, set alarms, and prepare your task list the night before. Don't wait to feel like it, do it first, and motivation will follow. When repeated actions become consistent, the brain turns them into automatic mode, propelling you forward even when no motivation remains. You can start by breaking big goals into small, manageable tasks. Today, just exercise for 10 minutes, read 5 pages, and complete the most important task of the day. Consistency, even in small steps, builds confidence in yourself. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you add another brick to your house of discipline. Of course, there will be moments of failure, giving up, or feeling overwhelmed. That's normal. What matters is whether you dare to start the next morning. Discipline is not perfection. It's knowing how to rise after every stumble and persist until good habits become instinctive. Don't criticize yourself and don't compare yourself to anyone else. Focus on building a better version of yourself, step by step, day by day. If you want lasting success, start with self-discipline. Don't let your willpower deplete from small choices that pull you away from your goals. Choose to act every day, even when you don't feel like it. That is the key to turning every dream into reality. Ultimately, discipline, not talent or luck, is the bridge between what you dream of and what you actually achieve. So, today, what small act will you choose to exercise your discipline? Comment on one action you will take immediately after watching this, so both you and the community can witness that commitment. 5. Building resilience through failure. Dear friend, everyone fears failure, so much so that just the thought of stumbling makes you want to retreat into the comfort zone, afraid to try something new. This is a survival instinct programmed by the brain to protect you from harm. But if you avoid all challenges simply because you fear mistakes, you will never grow, never discover how strong you truly are. Failure, painful as it may seem, is actually the greatest teacher in life. It acts as a natural filter, weeding out those who lack patience or refuse to learn. Only those who dare face failure, who confront their mistakes directly, have the courage to continue developing. Failure is not the end, it is a test. Those who give up will fall, those who persevere will grow. I remember my first real failure, losing a job due to a major project falling through. For weeks I blamed myself, feeling as if all my prior effort had evaporated. Fear filled my mind. Am I useless? Does anyone still trust me? I spiraled into self-criticism, almost ready to give up everything. But during those darkest days, I asked myself, if I keep fearing failure, what do I have left? What would happen if I stood up, tried again, and learned from my mistakes? That's when I realized that failure is actually a gift if you are brave enough to peel away the uncomfortable wrapper and discover the lesson inside. I reviewed everything, identified what I had done wrong, recognized mistakes in the process, and acknowledged my best efforts. I learned to distinguish failure from trying something new versus repeating past mistakes, extracting the most practical lessons. The solution is not to avoid failure, but to develop the habit of seeing failure as an inevitable part of growth. Each time you stumble, pause and ask, where did I go wrong? What could I do differently? What is the greatest lesson I can take away? Write it down, reflect, and then act again with more awareness and perseverance. Don't let each fall become a burden. Turn it into the foundation for your next solid step. Only those who dare to try, to fail, and to correct themselves truly grow. Every success you see in others is built on countless failures. You just don't see the process. Don't let pride or fear of judgment hold you back. Move forward even if you fall again. Each fall strengthens you further. Courage is not failing, but daring to face, correct, and start anew with a fresh mindset. You will never know your limits unless you challenge yourself. If you fail today, consider it an invitation to grow stronger. Start again with a resilient heart and a learning spirit. Trust me, you will surpass the version of yourself from yesterday. 6. Becoming unstoppable, breaking every limit. Have you ever seen a powerful stream of water carving through rock? That water doesn't destroy everything in a single explosive moment. Instead, it's flexible and persistent, finding its way through every crevice, patient enough to eventually break even the largest stone. That is the image of an unstoppable person, not always the strongest, but one who is persistent, adaptable, and never gives up in the face of life's limits. You may dream of being the kind of person who inspires others, overcoming every obstacle. But know this, those people also fell, tired, and doubted themselves. The only difference is that they choose not to let failure define them. They turn each stumble into a part of their growth journey. They rest when needed, listen to themselves, and adjust goals or routes when necessary. Persistence doesn't mean stubbornly pushing forward at all costs. It means knowing when to pause, recharge, and redirect while never giving up completely. I always remember the lyrics from Rise Up by Andra Day. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. Every day you rise, even with a small step, is one step closer to your unstoppable version. Strength does not come from never falling, but from the will to try again, to confidently take the next step, even if it's small. Remember, no one is born without limits. The only difference lies in how you face and overcome them. If you're tired today, allow yourself to rest, but don't stop forever. If you fail, don't fear change, don't fear trying again, and ask, what can I learn from this obstacle? Do I need to adjust my path? Sometimes the greatest limit isn't external, it's in your thoughts and beliefs. To become unstoppable, cultivate mental resilience. Set achievable goals, adjust when needed, and persevere with core values. Don't fear exploring new approaches, don't fear failure, and never lose faith in your ability to change. Remember, you don't need to be the strongest. Just never stop rising, never surrender. True mental strength is built not in comfort, but in consistently choosing action over surrender. Each challenge you face is a chance to expand your limits, to prove to yourself that what once seemed impossible is within your reach. By training your mind to stay focused, adaptable, and undeterred, you transform obstacles into stepping stones and setbacks into fuel. Becoming unstoppable isn't about avoiding difficulty, it's about embracing it, learning from it, and letting it forge a version of yourself that no circumstance can hold back. Every time you rise after a fall, every time you push through doubt, you are breaking the limits of yesterday and stepping into a life defined by courage, resilience, and relentless forward momentum. Finally, every time you dare to rise to try again, you break a barrier in your life. Don't let a single day of fatigue stop you forever. Be like water, persistent, flexible, ever moving, and one day you will surpass all limits. Today, are you ready to rise for yourself? Act now, don't wait another minute. Leave a comment with the phrase, "I will rise," to commit to standing up, moving forward, and never letting failure or fear stop you again. 7. Developing a growth mindset. Imagine standing before a maze, no map, no guide, every step is uncertain. Would you stop at the starting line out of fear of going the wrong way? Or would you take the first step, knowing that the more you move, the more you learn how to overcome the walls? Life is much like that maze. No one succeeds on their first attempt. What determines whether you overcome obstacles lies in your perspective. Do you see failure as a dead end, or as a turning point opening a new path? Unfortunately, many people grow up with fixed beliefs. I'm not good at math. I lack leadership skills. I can't learn a new language at this age. These thoughts become invisible barriers, confining you within the limits of the past. But science and philosophy both affirm that the human brain can change and adapt throughout life, which is called neuroplasticity. A growth mindset is the key to unlocking the potential that lies dormant within you. A person with a growth mindset never says, "I can't." Instead, they ask, "How can I learn this?" They understand that talent is only a starting point, while true success comes from perseverance, experimentation, and embracing mistakes. No one has ever succeeded without failing, and no one has ever excelled without starting from zero. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The key is to dare to be a new person every day. When facing challenges, instead of becoming discouraged, tell yourself, "I'm learning a new skill." When you make mistakes, don't feel ashamed or blame yourself. Look straight at the problem. Where did I go wrong? What can I learn from this? How you respond to challenges determines how much you grow. Those with a growth mindset compare themselves not to others, but to who they were yesterday. Start by setting achievable goals, then take consistent small steps to reach them. When difficulties arise, instead of giving up, seek guidance, read more, and try different approaches. Treat each mistake as an important lesson, an opportunity to refine skills, and proof of your relentless effort. Don't forget to look back and acknowledge even the least progress. It will fuel you to keep moving forward. The key is consistency and conscious choice. Each thought you nurture, each perspective you adopt, is like rewiring the circuits of your brain, slowly but surely building a mindset that sees opportunity and challenges rather than obstacles. Reprogramming your mindset means catching yourself when old patterns of negativity arise and intentionally choosing a more empowering response. Over time, these deliberate mental habits become automatic, giving you resilience, clarity, and confidence to face life's uncertainties. You may not be born the best, but you have every right to become the best version of yourself. Don't let old limits hold you at the starting line. Don't just dream, "I wish I could," but act to turn "I will learn, I will grow" into reality every day. In the maze of life, those who dare to step forward, learn, and correct mistakes will always find a way out. And you, starting today, are laying the first stone on your journey of unlimited growth. 8. Reprogramming your mindset. Changing how you perceive yourself and the world is not a distant or fanciful goal. It is a choice you can make daily, starting with small actions. No one is born with an inherently optimistic mind. In fact, many grow up in environments filled with criticism or experience shocks that instill a habit of seeing the world in grey. But you can reprogram your brain, planting seeds of positivity to see light even when things seem dark. Here's something few people realize. The things you tell yourself daily become the operating system guiding your actions, emotions, and decisions. If your mind constantly says, "I always fail," "This will go wrong again," or "I'm not good enough," it's no wonder you struggle to rise after setbacks. But if every day you try a different internal script, "I've overcome challenges before, I can do it again," you gradually build an automated positive mindset, ready to face any challenge. John, a friend of mine, used to view everything negatively. He constantly compared himself to others, dwelt on past failures, and feared future setbacks. His prolonged pessimism caused him to miss opportunities in both work and life. At the peak, he lost a major project simply because he was afraid of judgment and didn't dare propose new ideas. Things began to change when John explored scientific methods to cultivate optimism, including cognitive behavioral therapy, writing a morning gratitude journal, practicing mindfulness, and reframing problems. At first, John simply asked himself after each failure, "What can I learn from this?" He wrote down 3 positive things daily, no matter how small, and spent a few minutes each morning meditating and reflecting on things he was grateful for. These small, consistent practices gradually transformed his outlook. John was no longer skeptical of every positive thing, but became someone willing to try again and trust himself more each day. You may think, "But I'm naturally pessimistic, can I change?" Science shows that actively cultivating an optimistic mindset, focusing on solutions, acknowledging small wins, practicing gratitude, and learning from mistakes creates new neural connections, leading to lasting changes in emotions, cognition, and behavior. You don't need to force a smile in all difficulties, just consistently plant positive thoughts, and your mind will grow stronger and more flexible. Finally, remember, optimism is not denying reality, but choosing to believe in your capacity for growth and change. Ask yourself, today, can I reprogram my mind with one positive thought? Even a small repeated change can open an entirely new horizon for your life. And you deserve it, starting now with your own choice. 9. Building unshakable confidence. Even if we appear strong outwardly, inside, we often feel doubts whispering, "Am I good enough? What if I fail? What will others think?" In these moments, self-confidence becomes fragile. Without knowing how to rebuild it, we can be swept into a spiral of self-doubt, missing countless opportunities. The truth is, no one is 100% confident all the time, even those successful people you admire. Lasting confidence doesn't mean never doubting. It means daring to act even while feeling anxious. It is the courage to move forward while your legs shake. As Aristotle said, courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. Courage in the face of fear opens the path to genuine confidence. Think of the last time you did something you feared: giving a presentation, taking on a new task, or starting a personal project. Initially, you were nervous, your heart raced, and negative thoughts flooded in. But when you dared to act, even the smallest step, you realized fear is just a feeling, fading as you take action. Each time you confront fear, you lay another brick in your personal castle of confidence. Building confidence is not constantly forcing yourself to be strong, but learning to treat yourself like a trusted friend. When you stumble, instead of saying, "I'll never succeed," try, "It's okay, I'm just starting. Every time I rise, I grow stronger." This is the foundation of unshakable self-belief. Being compassionate, encouraging, and motivating yourself to continue. The first step is identifying your values and goals. Don't let others dictate who you are or how you live. When you understand what you want and why, external judgments become mere noise, losing their power over your emotions. Next, practice small actions daily. Complete a task, learn a skill, and help someone else to cultivate confidence through real experience. Repeat this process, and you'll grow step by step, building confidence from consistent effort. If you feel shaky, remember, confidence is not innate. It is built over time by repeatedly confronting fear. See yourself with kindness. Motivate yourself as you would a loved one. Dare to doubt, but more importantly, dare to act. That is the greatest strength you can cultivate. Don't wait until fear disappears. Start now, and fear will naturally shrink. You have the power to build unshakable confidence. Now I want to hear from you. What fear has been whispering to you lately? Share one thing you want to face courageously this week in the comments. Begin rebuilding your self-trust today. 10. Managing stress effectively. Stress is like a backpack everyone carries. At first, it may seem light, a few minor burdens, work, family, some inconveniences, but gradually it grows heavier as we pile on worries, deadlines, expectations, financial pressure, relationships. Until one day you feel exhausted, wanting to let go of everything. At that moment you realize the issue isn't whether stress exists, but how you carry it. We often think stress is negative and should be eliminated. In reality, stress is a natural response, alerting you and preparing you to face challenges. The butterflies before a presentation, the tension before a major decision, they signal you care and want to perform well. The key is not letting stress linger and quietly erode your physical and mental well-being. Marcus Aurelius emphasized over 2,000 years ago, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Stress is similar. It's not the enemy, but a signal to pay attention and adjust. If managed properly, stress can become a source of motivation, pushing you to create, excel, and step beyond your comfort zone. Athletes before a match, entrepreneurs in the business world, or you on a busy day, all use stress to heighten focus, effort, and performance. Effective stress management doesn't come from running away, but from accepting it as part of life. First, recognize stress. Don't ignore or hide it, but listen to your body and emotions. When feeling overwhelmed, pause, breathe deeply and ask, what am I truly worried about? What can I control here? Sometimes, just writing down scattered thoughts can relieve part of the burden. Next, build release habits. Exercise regularly, sleep well, eat healthily, pursue personal hobbies, and talk with trusted friends. Mike, a friend of mine, was once heavily stressed after losing his job while carrying family financial responsibilities. Instead of letting stress overwhelm him, he walked 30 minutes daily, practiced simple meditation, and wrote a nightly journal, noting 3 positive things he accomplished each day. Difficulties didn't vanish instantly, but through proactive stress management, Mike regained clarity, resilience, and eventually found a better job. Remember, stress is not a fate that defeats you. It is a signal to grow if used wisely. Make managing stress a daily habit, like exercising your body, and you will see yourself stronger, turning pressure into fuel for success. You cannot control every circumstance, but you can always control your response. That control allows you to transform challenges into leverage, turning pressure into opportunities to reach new heights. Are you ready to use stress as fuel for your own success? The journey to cultivating mental strength is never smooth, but it is always worth taking. From controlling emotions, building resilience, turning negativity into strength, mastering self-discipline, learning from failure, surpassing limits, developing a growth mindset, reprogramming optimism, building unshakable confidence, to transforming stress into motivation, these are skills that can be trained daily. You don't need to be perfect, just persist, learn, and adapt from real experiences. Stoic philosophy will be your companion, reminding you that real strength always lies within. Starting today, which of these principles will you apply to transform your life? Share your story, feelings, or any questions in the comments. I'm here to listen and support you. Don't forget to share this video with friends who need motivation, subscribe to the channel, and follow the next videos displayed at the end to continue exploring and practicing Stoic philosophy with us.